Good evening, everybody. I'd like to welcome everybody to the rec committee meeting. Call the meeting in order. It's 7:08. Do we have any peculiar interest? Seeing none, we'll move on. The acceptance for the agenda. Any movers?
Do we have an agenda?
We don't have an agenda.
Yeah, it's just one.
Oh, I didn't get it.
It's only one item.
Nope, never received it. Okay.
It's on the attachment.
No, no.
Okay, that's okay.
Where does it say we can accept it?
It says the Ontario Children's Foundation grant for Heritage Park.
Okay.
Chris and Liz, all in favor? Carried. Okay, new business says the Ontario Foundation grant for Heritage Park. Will has the specs or what it's about.
Thanks, James. So we have the opportunity to apply for the Trillium grant from $10,000 to $150,000. Our first focus is going to be on the outdoor rink, the pad and boards. I believe that our budget's going to be way over that. So the boards alone came in at 99,000.
Oh,
The prep work and concrete will be anywhere from 75 to 100,000.
okay. So did you have a second?
I do not. That's where we need some guidance. And do we want to put in, do the prep work on a concrete and stuff and just put wooden boards back up? Or do we want to look at another project?
Do we have to have the concrete in before we can put the new boards up?
It's kind of how you want to do it.
That was gonna be my question too, is if we can do the groundwork, the prep, like the frost protection, gravel, everything. And then put the new boards on, just have a gravel surface for now,
Yes. Yeah.
and put the pads, even if it was just, I don't know if you could pour a curb. To put the boards on and then have to infill the curb after with the concrete,
How many,
but I don't know how that would work,
Yeah.
push the curb out when you flood the rain.
how many places?
I'm
did you-
worried about if you do any concrete work other than a complete pour, that the water will eventually get underneath and heave. So whatever you do, short-term wise, if you do just a narrow piece to retain the water, I think eventually it'll all heave and it'll be ended up money lost instead of money.
But if the material underneath is good, like if it's not susceptible to frost, even if water gets under it, shouldn't. Like if there's drainage and everything, I don't think it'd be an issue. My concern with, if it was just a strip would be, I don't know how it would react when you flood, right? If you fill water and it's got a moat of concrete, when the water expands, if it would actually break this way. Or,
I'm not 100% sure either.
I'm not a professional.
If we did the gravel and just the concrete, we should be real close to 150.
What did you say, 99 to the board, and how much the concrete was?
The road super is anticipating 75 to 100 for the prep work and the concrete. We are getting a quote from the concrete company,
Okay.
but we won't have it until Friday.
How many places did you contact about the aluminum?
One got back to me, one's supposed to get back to us tonight, but I haven't
Is it,
seen it yet.
is it one of the ones that I sent you?
Yes,
Is that, did they get back to you?
Yeah.
They were the 100,000, wow. Guess that the rate that went up that I'm talking about was around 50,000, so prices have gone up that much.
It's your aluminum.
well, plus,
Yeah.
now I don't know what size theirs is.
It's a,
This is our 85 by 200
okay,
to make it a multi-use complex where we put the pickleball on one end, basketball courts on another end. You can use it for roller skating.
So would it be worthwhile doing the groundwork, the prep work, the concrete and everything for the, you said roughly 100,000? And then even having to do wooden boards for now, because then you have the pickleball you can use in the summer, you can use in the winter.
It's
We don't have the
to me,
nice boards, but
if we do the base, we can always expand and go later, like we find another grant to do the boards or.
So we're talking prep work, concrete, and then wooden boards? Is that correct?
Yes.
yeah, I think with the wooden boards,
we
it
have
wouldn't be able to do the
So
wooden boards.
what I did was just a quick little presentation just so everybody can see it. So this is what we're looking at right now. So this is some of the pictures and stuff we're gonna send with the grant application. So this is what we're dealing with now, what they're trying to flood, what we use for soccer.
When is the grant due? When?
The third Tuesday morning.
Oh, God. Okay, are there any other grants available that we could
Not at
pair
this
up with
time.
this?
But, so we'd like to get this put in, and then hopefully we can keep, maybe piggyback on something else.
Right, okay.
So this is somewhat what we're looking at doing.
If we did apply for the whole 150, that should cover the new wooden boards, right?
Probably pretty close, and we could always, now I do believe we have 1 year to use it, so we might not be able to do it this year with the time frame. So we could actually put some in the budget for 2023 as well.
And there may be another grant then to piggyback on and get
Correct.
the aluminum. Okay, good.
So we go with 2 doors, so we could still get in a vehicle or
Yeah.
any prep, if anything has to be done later on. Then we put another single man on the other end. So if we did have events and everything, we have 2 ways out.
And like, if you go wooden boards now, you can adapt them.
Yeah.
You could put the plastic puck board on later. You can laminate them with the plastic later to give them far more durability.
So what we were looking at is 85 by 200. So that would give us the pickleball court, basketball court on the other end. We could play hockey. They could do ball hockey, roller skating. We could have events in it.
Love that idea, yes. Nice.
So it would kind of fit in.
Yeah.
Nothing would be permanent. So like the pickleball nets would just be sat out. So there would be no interference with anything.
And yeah, I'm sure if you get a concrete ground, you could paint the lines on. It won't affect the winger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the area that, I know it's hard because it's in yellow, but we do have a fair size area that we're working with. So again, kind of what, I know where it is, so. So kind of what we're looking at, we got the playground already in place, that went in under the grant, then if we can do the complex. So that was just a couple things that we were,
So it would actually just be concrete, though, right? It's not gonna be rubber coated or anything like that?
concrete.
I'm sure that we'll put a sealer on it after, but
No, just because the tennis courts with the rubberized coating are an ongoing expense, like you recoat it every 5 to 7 years.
yeah, no, I would say you just-
14,000, I think.
you just buy a sealer. It's a, you get it from, off of Seymour there. What's that?
OCP.
Yeah. And you go and get 5 gallon pail. I don't even remember the price, and you just roll it on with a brush.
So
Are we able to do some of the prep work for this ourselves?
Public Works would do the
Yeah,
prep work,
okay.
and then we have somebody come in for the concrete.
Yeah.
So we'll see if we can do the prep work, the concrete, wooden boards.
Yeah.
With the grant, and we can always put a little bit extra in
Mhm.
the budget for 2023.
Yeah, so we'll apply for the whole amount, the 150?
I believe we're gonna need it.
Yes. Okay.
Then that's doing it right?
Yeah.
So we'll do probably a 4-foot strip from the boards right to the building.
Mhm.
So again, it's a nice walkway for easy accessibility. They can flood it in the winter so you can skate right down from the rink shack.
Okay, good.
We already have new lights up. So we would eventually put in new poles. And this still would give you the opportunity to put a roof over eventually, because we'd extend it out 3 or 4 feet and then put your columns up.
It's a start to a multi-use facility.
The concrete and everything will just give you so much more ball hockey, roller skating,
Oh,
anything,
yes.
events.
When-
Hi, Chris.
When we apply for it, make sure that we don't say we're building a rink, that we're building a
That's, yeah,
part of
we're
it,
gonna have all the,
multi-use facility. Is it rings better with politicians?
Well, I believe that was the focus all
Yeah,
along, wasn't it?
Yeah. it
Yeah,
was.
okay.
So as far as the prep work, are they doing, I'm my only concern with concrete or anything is frost.
I know, speaking, I was gonna get it all in writing, but Dan got tied up. I believe they're going down quite I don't know if it's 4 or 5 feet down and then
Yeah, I hope it was
a
4 at
gravel
least.
or like, don't quote me on that, but I know it was quite a project.
Yeah, because normally, like they say the frost line, everyone says 4 feet. MTO says it's like 1.8 meters in this area. I've never
No, it
seen it
was-
that deep.
It was quite a bit, because I kind of looked at it like,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, you always buy at least 4.5 material. It's not susceptible to frost because it is going to freeze the full 4 feet under the rink, plowed off all winter.
Yeah.
And that's the last thing I'd want to do, the $100,000 concrete pad,
Yeah, exactly.
cracked and heaved. And
I believe the way he was gonna go a little overkill, so he's probably gonna go down a little more.
and styrofoam under the concrete.
Yeah.
So
prep work's
I think,
important.
I just think next year we'll know in January where we're gonna sit. We may have to add $10,000 to $20,000, because who knows what's gonna go up between now and then.
Mhm. When would we do this work?
Whenever we have the chance.
And when, yeah,
We don't know when, so it's in August, so who knows, we probably won't hear until October.
And with concrete being in short supply,
yeah,
depending if it's the concrete work and if they can get concrete for it.
So theoretically, I'm guessing probably the spring of 2023, realistically.
so you were saying that we should have the concrete lined up before we start the prep work?
Yeah, well, I know some builders are having a hard time even getting cement blocks.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then footing, the concrete for footings is everything. It's-
We'll know once we get the grant.
Yeah.
Then we can go ahead and book
Yeah,
for next
well, we
year.
have to check the grant too, because some of them have a limit, you have to use it between this time.
I believe it was a year after,
Yeah.
I think it is.
after award,
For that kind of money, they gotta expect. that-
yeah, up to 12 months.
Yeah, so I was looking at it work.
And they will give it extensions, we've had it at the museum extensions, especially if there's a shortage of supplies.
Okay, that was the direction we needed, and as long as everybody's okay with us applying, and that
Absolutely.
was
For
it.
you money, do you think we turn that down?
So what we'll do is the committees, we're gonna submit, and then it's gonna be on the next agenda for council to approve it as well. Kind of a little backwards, but just with some of the break and everything.
Yeah,
So if council's not in favor of it for some reason, we'll just hold the application we have to, but
just so you know, two of us will be away at the annual conference, we're gonna miss that, Tom is aware of that, so. And I'll give you my regrets now, I'm not gonna make the recreation committee meeting, I plan on being away on a fishing trip, so. Our next one, our meeting in August.
oh, I'm sorry, I haven't got thought that far yet.
Oh, okay, well, I have, so I'm gonna check my calendar before that.
Um,
Thank you.
Next meeting is
August.
August 8th.
Yes, that's when I will not be able to attend.
I'm glad you're on the ball.
I'm never on the ball.
Okay, and then the last one will be adjournment. It's unanimous.
Okay.
You all may go home. Thank you very much.